So you're thinking of making a move to Salinas, California. You've probably got a few questions wondering like, what is it like to live here? Are there many things to do? And most importantly, how much house can I get for my money? Well, stick around because in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the 3 best neighborhoods in Salinas, all located right here on the southern edge of the town. My name is Andy Woolfoot, the British agent, realtor here in Monterey County. I get calls, texts, and emails all the time from people looking at upsticks and move out here, start a new life on the Central Coast. Salinas is the most populous town here in Monterey County. According to the 2020 census, it has a population of just over 160,000, and it serves as a main focal point for business, government, and commerce for the area. Now, Salinas is actually Spanish for salt flats. A bit ironic considering this is one of the most fertile areas in the entire country. In fact, this is known as the salad bowl of the US. And of course, it's no surprise that agriculture and produce is a huge industry around here. In fact, we have several large produce corporations centered here, Church Brothers and Andy Boys among them. Probably the most famous son of Salinas is, of course, the author John Steinbeck. A lot of his novels were set here in Salinas. In the downtown area, you can find the John Steinbeck Museum, which is definitely worth checking out. The downtown area of Salinas itself is fantastic. There are loads of things to do, lots of amazing restaurants, cool bars to hang out, and of course the annual Salinas Rodeo is one of the biggest events in town. It draws thousands of people from all across the region every year. There's so much to talk about Salinas. I'll be doing some more videos in the future that go into this in a bit more detail. But like I said, today we are going to be focusing on the 3 neighborhoods in South Salinas I think are the best places to live. That is Mission Park, Monterey Park, and Maple Park. So if you're looking at homes around here, the first thing I can tell you is that there are not many for sale. I looked at the MLS just before I came out today. There's only 4 active homes in all of these 3 neighborhoods. And there's actually 11 homes pending, which means that they've got accepted offers and people are currently negotiating the sale. I mean, you can see in the background behind me just how well kept all the homes are. There's real pride of ownership around here. And when people get a home in these neighborhoods, they're usually pretty settled and want to live here a long time. So it is hard to find homes that come up and particularly to get a good deal. I looked at the statistics earlier and the purchase price to listing price was very close. It was nearly at 100%. So that means when people put their homes on the market, they are genuinely getting what they ask for. Salinas is a pretty historic town. I've been selling in this area for over a decade, and I always get really excited when we're looking at homes close to the downtown area of Salinas because some of them are over a century old. I think I've even been inside a home that was built in the 19th century. I really love seeing all those old Victorian features that are still present, stuff you don't see in the houses that are built nowadays. Some of them are usually fairly old and dilapidated and need a lot of fixing up, but whenever I see a renovation that incorporates all the original features into the new design, really makes my day. Right on the border between the Monterey Park and Maple Park neighborhoods, we have the Salinas Valley Memorial Hospital. This is a huge medical center and it's one of the biggest employers in the area. So quite often people who are looking to move into these neighborhoods are going to be employees of the hospital in some capacity. Of course, these neighborhoods weren't all built in one go, so the age of the houses tends to vary quite a bit. There are some older homes in these neighborhoods built in the 30s and 40s, but they were added onto by different developers. Most of the houses are going to be built in the 60s and 70s, but we do still have newer construction homes as well. You'll find a lot of them built in the 90s and even the early 2000s right here as well. One observation I think kind of rings true is that the wider the streets are in a residential area, the nicer the neighborhoods are. As a general rule, of course, there's exceptions, but if you can look behind me, we've got nice wide streets. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's not many people parked out here, and a lot of the houses are ranch style as well. So that means that when they were building the homes, they wanted to give them good lot space, a little bit of distance from the neighbors. They weren't too worried about cramming as many homes onto the lots as they possibly could in order to make the most profits. And you can see in the homes right behind me, they've all got a 2-car garage, plenty of driveway space, and almost every single one is a ranch style single-story home. Most of these homes in this particular street in Monterey Park were built in the 1970s. Now when they built them, the builders used wood shingle material for the roofs, but you can't see them on any of the houses behind me. That doesn't have the greatest lifespan, and by now almost all of these roofs have hit the point where they're past their life and people have replaced them with the composition roof shingles. But if I turn the camera around, you can see there is one home left which still has the shingle roofs. that will be nearly 50 years old by this point, and it is ready for a new one. I really like doing these videos when I actually sort of get out into the community and I can walk around, show you guys what it's actually like. And one thing I need to do for editing reasons, if nothing else, is get a few scene setters of different shots, different homes, parks, schools, whatever. Now, usually I'm on the lookout for sort of good looking houses at the front where I can, just get a quick shot and it'll be a nice little edit. Everywhere I look as I'm driving around here, the houses just look superb. You can tell just how well kept all the front lawns are, the maintenance. I think I mentioned pride of ownership already around here, but I'm just spoiled for choice. Everywhere I look, I'm like, oh, let's get a nice shot of that house. That place has got a flag that'll look really good in the video. Let's talk about schools quickly. So the Salinas Unified School District covers most of the city. If you go on greatschools.org, you can do some more research yourself into the scores and find some reviews about what the schools are like. I personally don't have any kids in the school system around here in Salinas. I live in Marina, just a little bit down the road. Although just looking at the scores, I can tell you Salinas doesn't score quite as high as some of the districts down on Monterey Bay. And if you're moving to Monterey Park, Mission Park, or Maple Park, then your elementary school options are Mission Park Elementary and Monterey Park Elementary. Now, I did just say in the video that the scores for these schools aren't too high. Mission and Monterey Park both get around a 5 out of 10. But in doing some research for this video, I did find some reviews from parents who actually sent their kids from the schools, and a lot of it seems to be extremely positive. So I'm going to read out a couple of reviews in, of course, my best British accent, so here it comes. Mission Park Elementary is beyond the top school in Salinas. The teachers that my child has had from K to 4th have all been caring and true educators. The children at Mission Park get a well-rounded growth in academics, arts, and sports. The curriculum is excellent. Okay, here's the next review. This school is by far the best school in the district. High parent involvement, specialized programs, state-of-the-art technology, and is cutting edge in all aspects of a positive learning climate. Wonderful, knowledgeable, experienced teachers that are the core for the fabulous school environment where the need for improvement is at the district level. So some nice praise there. There is one negative review, which I'm sorry, I just have to read out for you. They took my kid's cell phone away. I had no way to contact my child. I had to clam it in the office. I am very mad at them for taking it away. Okay, so first of all, you do have a way to contact your kid. You call the school office and, if it's an emergency, obviously, it has to be put through to them. And by the way, this is making me feel old. That review was posted in 2013. So we live in a world where, for at least over a decade, elementary school kids have had phones with them at school. Okay, that's enough blathering on about unimportant things like your children's education. Let's get to the important stuff, which is how much is it going to cost you to buy a house around here? So like I said, out of 15 active listings, only 4 of them are still available for purchase. Now, the cheapest options you're going to have is, say, a 2-bed, 2-bath condo, which is going to start in the low 5s. And the most expensive properties around here are going to be your 3-4-bed houses that top out maybe around 2,200 square foot. If you're getting a nice single level 2,000 plus square foot home around here, those ones are going in the 900s right now. So if it's upgraded, really nice, fantastic backyard and on a quiet street, I'm thinking 950 is probably the going rate right now in January 2024. Although with the interest rates falling, expect those prices to start slowly creeping up throughout the year. Of course, it wouldn't be a nice family-friendly place to live if there weren't plenty of parks nearby, and that is exactly the case here. I'm in Hartnell Park, just on the edge of Mission Park, and there are maybe a dozen, maybe a few more parks all across these 3 neighborhoods in South Salinas. As you can see behind me, great facilities, basketball courts, kids play area, excellent places to bring your dogs, and as you can see, they're kept tidy and look really nice and clean. I'm going to end this bit now because the more videos I do, the more paranoid I get that whenever I'm filming at a park or near a school, someone's just going to grab me and say, oh, what are you doing filming my kid? And then punch me in the face. So we're done here. Now, it isn't just single family homes that you can find in the south of Salinas in these neighborhoods. There are plenty of condo buildings with individual units for sale as well. And there's also an area which seems to specialize in duplexes. So there should be plenty of housing to cater for you, whatever your needs and budget are. But today I do get to show you one house. It's a brand new one that's just hit the market, 619 Loma Vista Drive. The asking price is $725,000. I believe we might be the first people to take a look at it. The property has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, is about 1,700 square feet. Let's go check it out. Shout out to my friend Mike Handley with Town and Country Realty for letting us take a look today. Thank you, Mike. Now, if you're moving to California from a different state and you're thinking, wow, $725,000, that is going to get me a nice, shiny, brand new house, think again. We are about to take a step back in time to the 1950s, in 1958, when 619 Loma Vista Drive was built. You don't need me to tell you that this home is looking extremely dated. We've got wallpaper, wood paneling, and of course it wouldn't be a mid-century modern without those corner windows. Dated tile countertops. I think these windows are single panel aluminium frame, going to date back to, they might be original, probably not, but they would have been installed maybe 70s or 80s at the very latest. This is a sunken countertop. I've never seen a pull-up countertop so low. Look, it comes up to my knee. You couldn't even sit on that. And through here we have the garage. Not much to talk about. Does come with a laundry room off the side. That's nice. So it looks like this area with the fireplace is the only living area, which means we've got all 3 bedrooms and bathrooms on this side. Pretty decent sized bedrooms, to be honest. I don't know if you can hear me over the wallpaper. Again, everything in this house is pretty dated. Look at this wallpaper. That's blowing my mind. I can't get over it. Second bedroom here. I don't know if this carpet is thick enough to be described as a shag pile, but almost certainly needs replacing. Third and final bedroom. Nice and light in here with all these windows going across. One thing I did notice off the laundry room is it looks like they've replaced some of the woodwork on the eaves. It hasn't been painted, but that's a good sign at least that they've been keeping up on the property and the termite problems this home undoubtedly has. I don't know if you can see in the eave up there, looks like some wood, either rot or termite damage. Got an electrical pylon right in the corner of the yard. You have to grant the utility people access if they ever need to service it. There'll be a lien on the property for that. Not the smallest yard, not the biggest for this area. Looks like it could do with a little bit of love. The concrete, as all concrete does over time, has cracked. And you can kind of see into some of your neighbors' houses. Although it looks like it's got a new roof and gutters, so well done there. So if you want my opinion on whether this house is worth $725,000, I would say maybe. I don't see any huge red flags with the property. You could move into this today and start living here. Everything seems to be working, although I haven't gone over the home inspection. Now, obviously, it needs a full remodel. Carpets, wallpaper, kitchens and bathrooms are the most expensive, and of course, windows. These days, I didn't count the exact number of windows, but probably looking at least somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000. But an upgraded 3-bed, 2-bath home in Mission Park is a desirable property. If it was fully remodeled, the after repair value would certainly be in the high 800s for a 16,030 square foot home. 16,000, not 16,000, 1,630 square foot. Like I said, I don't see anything that might be a massive cost, but it isn't cheap to renovate homes around here. So we'll see if the market agrees at the price at $725. By the time I'm editing this, I'll leave a little note here letting you know if the property is in contract or not. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me to the end of the video. That was Mission Park, Monterey Park, and Maple Park here in South Salinas. If you need any more information on these neighborhoods, or you just want to find out more about how to move out here to Salinas and to the Central Coast, my name is Andy Woolfoot. They call me the British Agent, Realtor here in Monterey County. I get calls, texts, and emails every day from people looking at upsticks and move to a new life out here in California, so feel free to reach out. Thank you for joining me all the way to the end of the video. I'm going home for a cup of tea. See you on the next one.